people think about role-playing games, they tend to think about one of two games: Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, or Dragon Warrior, whatever you want to call it. Now, these games are great. They had a huge line of games to follow, and their companies that made them, Squaresoft and Enix, made an arsenal of awesome RPGs. But a lot of people stuck to only these types of games, and they're afraid to try other companies. And the few that did actually try to go to new companies, they might have found an awesome game, which I consider one of the greatest RPGs of all time. This is Lunar Silver Star Story Complete for the PlayStation 1. It's actually a remake that was a game that was made on Sega CD. And I never played that one, but this is the first game I played. I played it back in the day when it first came out, and this game is awesome. A lot of people don't realize is they think this might be the special edition box. Well, actually it is a special edition box, but there wasn't a regular edition. When Working Designs made this, they made sure they satisfied the fans, and they made a great game filled with lots of stuff inside, so the fans really liked it. And I think the game alone, it just needs enough recognition. That's why I want to tell you guys about this great game and why you need to play it.
In Lunar, you play as Alex, a young adventure seeker who plans on becoming the next Dragon Master like his hero Dying. And most of your game spent is trying to become the next Dragon Master and doing many trials. The game is filled with a huge roster of characters, each unique with their own personality. And with its amazing anime-like cutscenes comes with a lot of voice acting. Some of it's pretty good.
Alex, you're late again, silly. Were you whittling away the morning
And some of it's pretty bad.
Hey, Alex. I figured you might be here. Now that the warm weather has melted the ice near the Dragon's Cave, there isn't any time to waste getting started on our big adventure.
I guess it can't be all too bad. I mean, it was kinda good, wasn't it? Alright, I guess some of it can be a little bad. But enough about the cutscenes, because what gamers care about most in an RPG is the awesome battle scenes it has. And what makes Lunar's battle system so great is the fact that it's so simple. You have your attack, each character has 8 unique abilities, and you can just run away and use items. That's all you need in an RPG. But with the simplicity of a battle system comes an element of challenge to the game. Halfway through the dungeons you're going to run out of mana, use half your inventory, and really put yourself in a bind. This will teach you that you really have to learn to conserve your mana and ration your items. You must also guide yourself around in the dungeons. You need to avoid most of the enemies, because if you get caught by every single enemy, you're not going to last to the end of the dungeon before you run out of everything. Now when it comes down to the meat and bone of the RPG, it really comes down to the story. And all I gotta say is wow, this game has it all. Love, comedy, betrayal. Did I mention epicness? I don't think that's a word, but I'll use it anyways. I don't want to give out too many spoilers or anything and ruin the game for anyone, but all I gotta say is prepare to be amazed when you play this game. This game really does come alive with its colorful characters and its cool settings. The environment in this game is very fun and memorable. I always have a fun time with the variety of places you can visit.
Now, one thing that's cool that Working Design does to help you enjoy the environment is they give you a cloth map with the game. Not a lot of video games companies does something like this. Usually when you get a map, it's usually plastic or paper, not cloth. And it comes all into one box, including the game itself, which has a making of and a music disc. It also comes with a hard-covered instruction booklet. It has a little mini walkthrough, it has interviews. A lot of stuff is packed in here to let them know that they really care about their fans.
Now this game really defines itself as a true JRPG. Between the anime cutscenes, the voice acting, a story that's character driven, and a fun soundtrack, it's easy to say that anyone who enjoys JRPGs will love this classic. This is also a great game to start off with if you're new to the RPG genre, because it's pretty much an all-around basic RPG. And to me that's one of the qualities that defines a great RPG. But for those beginners out there, I do gotta say, not everything is simple and easy in Lunar. Like I said earlier, there can be some challenging parts of the game that can really make getting through it difficult. One of the most challenging parts of the game has to be the bosses in Lunar. There's at least 4 or 5 bosses in Lunar that will kill your first run through. If you don't come to a boss unprepared, don't expect an easy fight, because every move you make will determine victory or defeat. And that's the way bosses should be. They're the final fight in a dungeon, what more would you expect? so don't think that this game isn't worth playing because of the difficulty, because not all the bosses in this game are hard, so rest assured, and some might even know why they're bosses to begin with.
I wouldn't suggest this game to everyone. If you don't like RPGs and you don't like turn-based games, this is probably not the game for you. But if you like Japanese-style games and a lot of old-time RPG games with great story and fun characters, this game might be right up your alley. I do, however, suggest if you are a collector and you do enjoy retro games, this game might be something you want to collect. If you want to look for this on eBay, it usually goes for about $35 to $50, so if you find a good deal for this, I wouldn't pass it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you and see you next time, gamers.
Wishing on a dream that seems far off, hoping it will come today. Into the starlit night, foolish dreamers turn their gaze.